Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun puzzle in front of us. This one is called Wacky Fried Egg. It's by Katie Splendor and Little Splendor. So this is my understanding. This is a collab between Katie and her child. So her child picked the pretty colors, and then she made the rules work around it, or the X's and Kropkis and V's and all that stuff work with it. So looks like it's going to be a fun puzzle. So let's take a look and see what's going on. So normal Sudoku rules. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. And we've got a bunch of different line rule sets, so we'll go through those individually. You've got Dutch whispers, so neighboring digits along orange Dutch whisper line, different value by at least 4. So this middle yoke here is the Dutch whisper. So all of these will be Dutch whisper rules. So whatever this is, this one will be 4 away from it, this one's 4 away from that, and so on and so forth around the yoke. Then we have German whispers, so neighboring digits along a green German whisper line, different value by at least 5. This and this are the German whisper on the edge of our white here. So on this one, whatever this is, this will be 5 away from it, this one 5 away from that one. Then we've got region sum lines, so box borders divide blue region sum lines into segments that sum to the same value. Different region sum lines can have different values. So we have 2 of those. These are the region sum lines. So again, on the region sum line, whatever these 2 digits will add up to a value, that value must be the same value that these 2 are because they're in a different region, and the same value that this is because it's in yet another separate region. Then we have Renban, so purple Renban lines contain some group of consecutive digits in any order. We've got a few of those. They all appear to be 3-cell Renbans, so these are those. So this here must be 3 consecutive digits in any order. So it could be 4, 5, 6, something like that. They're consecutive, but they don't have to have any particular order. Then we have XV sums, so digits separated by an X sum to 10, digits separated by a V sum to 5, and there's no negative constraint. So these will add to 5 because they have a V between them. These will add to 10 because they have an X between them, and there is no constraint that says these can't add to 5 or 10. Then finally, we have Kropki dots. So digits separated by a white Kropki dot have a difference in value of 1, or they're consecutive, and digits separated by a black Kropki dot have a value ratio of 1 to 2, or 1 is double the other, and again, no negative constraints. So we have a white Kropki over here in the corner, and we've got a few black Kropkis. So these 2 will be in a 2-to-1 ratio. These will be consecutive, and that's it. So no crazy rule sets here, just a nice collab going on with a bunch of different line types that should all work together and create some interesting interactions. So with that said, links in the description below. Let's get at it. So I think I'll start here on these 2 sets of black Kropkis that are in series, because of course we can always say you can never put 5, 7, or 9 on a black Kropki because you can't double or have it to get a base integer that fits into a normal Sudoku puzzle. We also can't use 3 or 6 because if we put 3 or 6 in any of these, we're repeating a digit. So these must both be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 grouping. Excuse me, choking on my own spit. The central digit can never be the extreme digit because if it was, you'd be repeating digits as well. Now, this digit here is the only one that actually interacts with any other grouping. So, does that help us in any way? I don't know that it does. So we might need to move on to something else, but let's think about it at least for a second. If this was an 8, it would still be possible for this to work because it could be an 8 with the 1. That would add to a 9. And then this 9 would have an 8, 7 pair on here, which you'd have to have the 8 here because you're getting onto a German whisper. You can't put a, 8 or a 7 here. It would be a high digit on the German whisper. You go low, then back high, and then you'd go all around this thing to create some interaction. So I think once we actually get a digit or some concept of digits on this edge of the egg here, we're going to have a little bit of a roller coaster ride going around this thing. To sort out what is and isn't. So maybe we'll shift over to this V because I think the collab between the V and the Kropki might be of use. Now, of course, we know a V clue can only be 2 things, 1, 4, or 2, 3. Now, does that help us anyway? Because I don't it doesn't, it just means that this digit is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which isn't great, again. And whether this be a 1, 4 doesn't really affect this. Whether it's a 2, 3 doesn't really affect this. Because there's nothing that's going to say, well, it can't be 1, 4, because if this is 1, this becomes a 2, but that doesn't interact, is what I'm trying to get at there, if you will. So let's think about this guy. Maybe this is where we should have started now that I see that it's here, because it's a black Kropki. Excuse me, there's something in my throat for some reason. It's a black Kropki that's on a Dutch Whisper. So it must be some set of values that can... Yep, this was the obvious point to start, and I just was off in la la land trying to make some of this stuff work. This has to work with a black Kropki and a Dutch Whisper. The only group of digits that ever works in both situations is going to be a 4-8. Obviously, 1, 2 are not 4 away from it. 2, 4 are not 4 away from each other. 3, 6 are not 4 away from each other. That removes the 4-8 from here. And I accidentally clicked something there. So we're looking at this being essentially 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. So this can never be a 1 or a 2. This can never be a 4 now, because it would force a 4 plus one of these being an 8, and that would kill this thing. So this is 2, which means this is a 1, 4 pair, so this is 8, 4. Okay, simple, just being slow. Well, I'm going to give myself a break there, because I just got back from vacation, and my brain is not in Sudoku mode just yet. Anyway, we've got this going on. Now we have our not German Whisper, our Dutch Whisper started. So we can probably start to go a couple of cells down each line to see what we can figure out can and can't go in some of these places. We probably won't be able to go too far because, as you know, in a Dutch Whisper, you can always transition. So unlike a German Whisper, it's always high, low, high, low, high, low. A Dutch Whisper could be low, mid, high, or high, mid, low, and it can make those transitions. So let's think about this one. This has to be high, because it has to at least be 4 with 4, so it's 8 or 9. Then it transitions down, but then the down could also be that mid digit, like we said. So this could be 1, 3, 4, or 5. Now, I'm not going to go any further than that, because once we go to a point where it could be a mid and start thinking about this one, we're going to have a ton of different digits that this could be. So let's look here. 1, 2, 3 can't be 4. I don't know if we're going to get far enough to get to this guy to have any transition here, but this is 1, 2, 3. Again, this could go up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we get the same point now. We've got so many digits and not quite giving us anything we really need. So what's the next place to look? 'Cause we can't cut into these lines from our yoke edge, at least not yet. So we're going to have to figure out a transition of some sort. This guy here is now slightly limited, because it can't be a 4. I don't think that's going to do anything for us, though, because it could be 1, 2, or 3. This could be a 4, 3, or 2. The only other things to start thinking about would be these guys, because we already used 1, 2, 4, and 8. Maybe there is a restriction here. Let's think about this one first, because it could be 3, 5, 6, 7, or 9. Now we know it can't be 9, because if it's 9, we'd have to put an 8 here. We can't. I guess it could very easily be any of these other ones, though. Or can it? Because if this was a 3, let's say, that forces this to be a 1, 4. We can't go up to 4, so from the 3, this would be a 1, 2 pair. Would that actually work? No, it wouldn't, because we just said this is 3. These would have to be 1 and 2. What is this? Nothing. So this is not 3. Okay, there's a little bit of something. Now, if this is a 5, it has to go up, because we can't, again, go down to a 4. If it's a 6, it needs to stay up-ish. If it's 7, it needs to stay down. So I think we're looking at actually just a 5, 6, 7, aren't we? Yeah, because we think about in between 4 and 8 is the only thing that could ever work on here. So that's, again, the quick way to think about it. So this will have to be 5, 6, and 7 because there's no other way to make a Renban work with the 4 and the 8. Okay. Again, gotta get the old noggin going again. One of these will be a 9, by the way, now, because of what's left here. The other 2 will be what? What am I missing here? Oh, no, sorry. Why did I say 2? The other digit will be whatever's left over from the 1, 2, or 3. Well, I really am having problems. Okay. I wonder if, well, I don't think the same thing occurs here because we're not restricted by our 4 8s. These are 1, 2, 3, and 9, and this is not 1 or 2. Let's think about this stuff for a second. Again, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 8. Maybe we need to think more about that. Because there's always a 2 and a 4 on this thing. That's the normal kind of thing to think about. This one obviously isn't 4, because when you have 3 in a row, you're always going to have the 2 and the 4, because it doesn't matter what you do, 1, 2, 4, or 2, 4, 8. You'll have those digits. Does that create limitations on this Renban? Because you obviously can't put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on this thing. So this comes from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 5 because on a German whisper. So this is high on the German whisper. Okay, there's a little something now. This becomes low, and it can be a 4 because these could both be 9s. But this has to be high. So it has to go to 6, 7, 8, 9. What does that do here, though? Because I don't think we can really reduce this because of the Renban. Now, this is obviously going to have to be... the most it could be is 4, but it can never actually be 4. It has to be 4 because from 6, the lowest you can get down to is 4, but if we made a 4, this would have to be a 1-3 pair, and this would be a 1-3 pair. Well, if this is a 1-3 pair, this can't be a 1-3 pair. So this is at least 5. I don't know how useful this is being. Now, this one could no, it can't be 4 because the 4 looks at it from here. I was going to say it could technically be 4 because it could be 4, 5, 6, but that's right out. So 5, 6, 7, and 9 here because it can't have an 8. Okay. So there's always a 7 on this thing is one thing we can say. If that's of much use, I'm not quite sure. And then this digit here could be from the 3 or the 5, 6, and 9, so that's not doing too much either. Again, we're hoping to find something where the interactions of these really give us something to go with. Trying to see what that is. What about you? Are you a similar situation up here with this grouping? Because there's no way we're going to be able to put a 1 on here. Because if we do, it's 1, 2, 3, and that breaks the V. 2, 3, 4 breaks the V. 3, 4, 5 breaks the V. So we have to be... Oh, could it start at a 4? Could. I hate that. I don't want to put that in. unless it gets us something onto, well, this can't be 5. Okay, let's look at it from this side because of the German whisper. This has to be high, so it's not 4 or 5. So this is low again. And it can't be any higher than 2 because of the 6, 7. Okay. We must be getting some correlation between these guys. Now this also can't be an 8. Don't yet see anything getting to us in our columns. Okay. Is there anything then on the X's that are kind of being ruled out? Like, we know this can't be a 9, 1 because we have a 9 looking into it. Don't think we'd be able to say anything about 8, 2. That would push the 4 with an 8 and a 1. This would be a 1. There seems like there's plenty of ways that can go. Same goes with 7, 3, and 6, 4. Okay. So, I feel like the region sum is the least useful line at the moment. Starting to think about maybe some Sudoku and if it can help us in any way. This guy here, I guess there's a little bit we can say about it, maybe. Because this is a 1, 2, and it needs to get to 5, 6, 7. Let's just put the options in real quick and see what comes of it. And maybe we'll get something out of it. So if we're looking at a 5, it can't occur that this is a 5. Oh, no, it could, because it could be a 2, 3. So 2, 3, sorry. It can't occur if it's a 1 to get to 5, because it'd be a 1, 4. So that's the only 5 option. If it's a 6, it can't be 2, because this would be 4. It could be a 1 to get to a 5. Now, if it's 7, it could be 1 with 6 or 2 with 5. That seems... Okay, well, okay, here's a little interaction, maybe. Because this is 5, 6, or 7, this obviously can't be high. The highest it can ever be was 6, and this would have to be a 1. Which means there is no 9 on here. Because we can't get from 6 up to 9 in 2 digits. We know one of these is a 7. And we know one of these is a 6. Because it could be 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8 are the 2 options. But then again, how do we correlate that back? I guess that pushes a 4 out of this. Getting little bits of info coming through. How about the 9? Where did the 9 go? Because we obviously can't put a 9 here. This has to be a low digit too. Let's think about that first, because we know one of these two is going to be a 9. Let's just put it in there. But let's think about this digit. And of course, I said I don't think the region sum lines are being very helpful now. Of course, they are the ones I'm looking at and focusing on. So I guess if I say something, I should automatically think about how I'm wrong, because then it might push me forward to make the right decisions. So, this one here, this is either 1, 2, or 3. And obviously it can't be 2 because of the 2, 4 pair. This can never be a 5 also. So this is 5. Because we've got a 6, 7 pair to go with that 5. This isn't. Little tidying up there. If this is 6 or 7, this can never be a 3 anymore. What else can we say? So it's either... Okay, that gives us what these are. This can never be a... Oh, no, it's not true. But it does give us this one, which is going to give us this, which will then correlate back. Okay, there we go. This can never be 3, because it'd either be with a 5 or a 6, which is 8 or 9. So this is 1. Therefore, this is 2, 4, 8. Finally, we're getting somewhere once I look in the right direction. These are not 8s. This is a 5, 6, 7. This is a 9, 3 pair. This can't be 3. Now, did any of this stuff do anything for us? Yes, this is a 7. This is a 5 to make this work. So this has to be the 6, 7, 5. Okay, here we go. This is not 5 or 6. These guys aren't looking down here, but this can't be a 2 anymore. I guess we can continue now further on our Dutch Whisper if we wish to go down that road. We can also say that this is not 9-1 or 6-4 anymore. So hoping we'd have a little bit more. Oh yeah, here, this is 6. Cut across over to here. Okay, if this is a 6, this is a 1. This is not a 1 because we're on the German Whisper. So obviously the only thing to go with 6 is a 1. We just keep pushing it to say that this is not 9-1 or 6-4. So it's either 3-7 or 8-2. I don't know that there's anything given there, but this is not 1. Anything with the rest of these guys? A couple of places possibles of 2s. Okay, let's think up here then. This is either, okay, that's the easy part. This can't be 3 because that would be 7. So this is 9, 1, 3, 2. You're not 1 or 2. That helps on our V because this can't be 3 or 4 anymore. So this is 3 or 4. This is not 1. We'll probably get some stuff coming back to here, but let's keep checking to see what occurs. This is not 9. What are these 4 digits? And then we'll try to correlate it back to our Kropki and our X here. So we've got 4, 5, 6, and 8. This can't be 5. This can't be 5. And is there anything here that's going to say no to us? It doesn't look like it because it could be a 4-6 pair, or it could be an 8-2. The 4-6 won't necessarily cause a problem here. What about here? That's a 4. This would go to an 8. If it's a 6, it goes down to a 3. If it's an 8, it goes to a 4. All of that seems to work just fine. But the 1 here says this is 4 and 1. Any other crossovers? This is not 6. This is not 4. This guy here could still be 6, 7, or 9. Okay. Did we get anything better over here? Or maybe we need to look again at our... this obviously can't be 9. Can't be 8 because we can't put a 1 here. Good. If we can reduce this guy down far enough, it's going to help us a lot with this Renban. If it's 7... this would be a 2. That forces a 9. This becomes a 1, 4. So there's a lot of things that would occur there. Don't know that we could continue that through, though. Let's think about Sudoku, because I just saw something. The 1s. This is a 1. Let's keep going on that. One of these is a 1. This is a 1. Okay, there we go. I really am just trying to make this as difficult as possible. That's just how I roll. That 4 cannot go. Good. What else? It's either 3 or 5. That works. This can't be a 9 anymore because we can't get an 8 with it. This one could still be 9, though, because it could be 9, 8, 7. And that would appear to still work with some of the other information. Okay, let's think about this region sum 9. Now that we have reductions on these digits, can this really be a 5? Or 7 even, maybe is a better way to think about it. I guess we need to kind of look at both, perhaps. Oh, we can say this isn't 5, first off. We will have an 8 on this thing as well now, because it's either 6, 7, 8 or 9, 8, 7. Still doesn't quite. Let's go back to Sudoku. I checked the ones, but I didn't look at any of the other ones, and maybe there's something there that's obvious. Maybe not. Oh, there's a lot of 4s. Didn't realize that. And one of these is a 2 is a 4. One of these 2 is a 4. This could still be a 4, because that could be an... Oh, no, it can't be, actually. That's interesting. Let's look at that, then. These guys here, remove 4s from all of these. So one of these is a 4. This could be a 4, because this could be a 6. This technical, if you think about it in just relation to the Dutch Whisper, it could have been a 4, because you could put an 8 here, which is 4 away from the 4. But the second you put an 8 here, you put a 4 here, which ruins. This is not 4. This is. That creates the 6. Get rid of all of these 6s. This is no longer a 3, so you get a 4-8 pair. Okay. What else are we looking at? This is not the 8. We already had that. I just kind of pencil marked over it. And we might be getting to a point again where this Dutch Whisper is reduced down enough in options where we don't have the problems that we originally would have had. So let's think about U. Now we can't go to the 5 here, so this is a low digit. 2, 3, or 4. Can't be 2, so it's just 3 or 4. If it's 3 or 4, this is 8. There we go, yeah. And this is 4. Those are not. This is a 5-8 pair. What does that tell us? I don't quite know. The 4 here says this is 3. There we go. This is not 3. And do we want to continue around the block here? I guess we do. This is an 8. This has to be a low digit, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it can't be 4. This has to go back up, and it can't be 5, so it must go up to the high. So 6, 7, or 9. It can't be 7. 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad here, which means these have to be from 1, 2, 3, and 5. This is not 1 or 2. That's a 3, 5 pair. These are not. This is a 1, 2 pair. Okay. That's close to getting us in a nice position. It doesn't necessarily tell us what this is, because this could still be a 6, and these could be a 1, 2. What about you, though? You have to correlate between a 1, 2, and 4, 5 option. So if it's a 1, 2, it could go up to 5. It's not going to be able to do that, but let's just think about it individually, then we'll come back and combine them. So this would get up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't be 8 by basises. Now this can't be a 5, a 6, or a 7, because it can't be that far away from a 9, or far away from the 4 or the 5. So this is 9 and 8. If it's an 8 here, this is a 4. This is not 8. The 4 says this is not a 4, so this is not a 1. This is a 2, 3 pair. That's good. And keep on cranking until we figure this thing out, which we will do. I guarantee that. What else we got? 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is a 5, 6, 7 because there's no 8 to get us to 9. So 5, 6, 7 says this is 3. This is not 3 or 7, so it is a 2, 8 pair. This is a 3, 9 pair, so this is a given 7. Good. Do we want to start thinking about these guys, or do we want to think elsewhere? What are you two first off? 1, 7, and 9. Any correlation there? Well, they're not 7s. Okay. Thinking about the row, the only things left are 1, 7, and 9. They can't be 7, so this is 7. Okay, good. We can get rid of that marking, and we can say that these are 3 and 6s. We can say which one's which, because of our 2, 3 pair. These are given 3 digits of 2, 4, and 9. 2 and 4 say this is 9. This can't be 4 or 9, so it's 2, and this is 4. Good. Good, 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 good. This is not the 7. This 2, 8 also says this is 3 and 2, and that gives us a 1 and a 2. Keep on scanning to make sure I'm not missing any of my pencil marks that I made earlier. There's got to be something we can do with one of these rows. Or we can go to the 3 here and say this is 1, or the 3, 9 would have done the same thing. I just didn't see that. But this is 9, 1. We're going to know what these 2 digits are. They are 4 and 9. So we can do that. 9, 4. These are 6, 7, and 5. Nothing really looking at that at the moment. Okay, let's start thinking about this grouping maybe. Unless there was something else a lot more obvious. Oh yes, the 5 here. 3, 5, 9, 3, not 9. This is not 9, so it's 6. Okay, we had easier stuff. Good thing I stopped and looked at that. This is 8, this is 9. Now we're going to know what the value of this is, so this is 6. Let's continue this little process first and make sure we got it all. What's this digit? It is 7. That's not, this is not 6. Okay, let's think about this, because we have to get to 9. So it's either 5 with the 4, which it can't be, so it's a 7 with the 2. That gives us the 6 and the 5 and the 8 and the 2 and the 5 and the 7. These 2 digits must be 2 and 5. We can do that. So this is 5, 2. That gives us the 8 and the 5. Now we've got it going on. Okay, we got there eventually. It took us a little bit longer than it should have, but we did it anyway. Well, I say that. We haven't finished it just yet, but I'm pretty sure we're good to go. What are these guys? 3 and 6. Well, surprisingly, we don't have anything looking down at the moment, but we can figure it out from some of these other ones, I'm sure. What do we need here? 5, 6, and 9. This one is 6. There we go. That instantly gives us that back. And this becomes 5. This becomes 9. And we have 3 given digits left over, which is what? 3, 8, and 7. There we go. Solve the puzzle. Solution is correct. So it's got a ton of solves in the last 10 days, as you would think it would be. Fairly fun puzzle. I really did like all of these interactions. Just wish my vision was a little bit better this morning to pick up some of those groupings where we could have easily thought about what they would be and gotten there a little bit quicker. But again, it's a half-hour solve-ish. No problem for me. Anywho, very fun puzzle. I really did like all this grouping together, and I hope Katie and her child have a lot more collabs together, and they turn out to be just as good of a setter as well. So anywho, hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.